how to slow down. Yes, the days are chaotic, hectic, there aren't enough hours to get everything done, and we're always rushing. But if we have alarms set, okay, so that we wake up on time, and I know, very popularly, snooze, 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 snooze. Yes, and we have like 10 times that we snooze the alarm before we actually get out of bed because we're so tired. I understand that. But if you are going to do that, then make sure you set your alarm at a time where you can snooze it enough that you get out of bed at the time that you need to get out of bed, okay? Also, what you can do is kind of like set your times 5 or 10 minutes ahead, so that even if you're rushing and you're a little late, then guess what? You are 5 or 10 minutes on time because you set your clock back. So that's something that you can learn to do. If you know that you have traveling to do and the rush hour is going to be there and you're caught in the middle of it, just try to leave home a little earlier. Yes, I know sometimes, that's a sacrifice you have to make, but these are the small little things that we can do to try and make our day go as smoothly as possible. Now, we did talk about time management and planning. That is also a big part of how we can learn to slow down because we're pacing ourselves with what we have to do. Also, take a break. There's only so much we can do at a max capacity, and there's only so much productivity that we can give if we're burned out. So in your day, if it's on your lunch hour, I know a lot of times, yes, you're not able to have lunch and take a break at the same time because the phone is ringing or somebody's asking you something or somebody's coming to you. But if you can create, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes in the day, where you say, you know what, during these 5 or 10 minutes, I'm gonna listen to a song, or I'm gonna watch a funny video, or I'm gonna do something that makes me laugh, or at least relax, or play some sounds, and I'm just like, okay, relax, or practice your breathing just to help you relax a little bit. Go ahead and do it. But learning to take a break is important. A very simple thing that we can do is make time for hobbies. Yes, I know it sounds like, what are we gonna do? We're in COVID. But hobbies don't necessarily mean always doing sports or outdoor activities or extracurricular activities. Hobbies can be things like reading a book, art and craft, watching a series, even if you're taking 20 minutes out of your day to do so, or playing some music, or learning to play an instrument. Anything that you can do that will just, take your mind off of the day and you can focus into something new. So if you have hobbies, if you have things that you like doing, puzzles are great. There was a time where adult coloring was the trend. If you still like doing those things, go right ahead. Some people love to draw. They're great at it. Take some time, draw something new, be creative. So find whatever works for you and make time for that in your day. Now, a key one that I know a lot of people don't do is rest when you are ill. When you're ill, sometimes you get time off from work, sometimes you don't. But when you're home, you're not always in bed, relaxing, just resting and giving your body time to recuperate and heal. Sometimes you're home when you're sick and you have so much to do. You're still cooking, you're still cleaning, you're still doing things. And it's like, you're not giving your body time to rest. And remember, we mentioned that stress can also be internal, meaning coming from an illness. So if you're sick, you can't keep doing things and adding more stress to the body. You have to actually rest. So please, if you are ill and you're given the opportunity to be at home, to take care of yourself, then do that. Something that we all have to learn to do that can help relieve stress is go easy on yourself. We're so hard on ourselves when the day comes because there's so much we want to do, so much we want to accomplish, so much we feel that we have to do. Yes, there are things that must be done, but we add so much more to that, and that adds pressure to us. And then when we can't accomplish everything or something comes up that puts like a bump in the road, then we kind of feel like, oh my God, I'm failing. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm not getting there. And that stresses us out even more, right? Because you're already stressed by the fact that there is so much to do. But you have to remember, we're not always going to have a perfectly smooth day, and things are not always going to go according to plan. So when you're thinking, about how things should go, you also have to cater for how things can go wrong as well. And we mentioned coming up with solutions by taking control. So when you're thinking about the way things can also go wrong, you sit to think, well, okay, if this pops up, how do I deal with it? How would I handle it if this were to happen? So if it does happen, you're already prepared. But take it easy. Just relax. Yes, we all want to do so much, but we're still just humans at the end of the day. So that means that we need time for ourselves, that we need to make sure that we are okay, and we need to put our mental health first. Because, like you've always heard, you can't pour from an empty cup. And of course, we have to learn to eliminate our triggers. The same way that we learn to acknowledge the signs, we have to learn to acknowledge what is stressing us out, what is triggering us, what is causing us to feel this way, and how best can we deal with that situation. Now, of course, this is going to vary from person to person, and the way that you handle it will also vary. Not everyone is the same. So when also giving advice to somebody, try to remember, just tell them general things, because what might work for you might not work for them. And that's something that you can also talk to a professional about at any given point in time. Which brings me to talk to someone. Now, yes, at first you can reach out to a friend or a family or somebody that you trust, somebody that you're close to and you're comfortable with, and you just talk and you just vent and you just get it out there. But I know a lot of times you might feel like, I don't want to burden people. I don't want to go with the same problems all the time. I don't want to sound like a broken record. If you feel that way when approaching persons that you know, then try talking to a professional. That's what we're here for. We're here to listen to you tell us all of your problems, all of your stresses. And it doesn't matter how many times you talk about the same thing. That's the point, for example, of going to therapy, to get things off your chest, to find solutions. And things, not because you talk about them once means that, oh yes, great, this is solved, problem done. No, it could bother you over a period of time. And if you must speak about this over and over and over, then do so. You shouldn't keep things pent up and you shouldn't keep them repressed. So just think about that. And if you are in a position where you don't just want to reach out to people, please reach out to a professional. We are here to listen, we are here to guide you, and we are here to help you.